Alright, let's continue this, baby. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful. Already? Before you go, Espio and I wanted to give you your presents. My presents? You're both too sweet, thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are. Oh, the detective pair needs help from the birthday girl. She knows everyone's allowed to be sassy on their birthday. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be there to avenge you, and quick. But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has the master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye! Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. And I'm, just here to make sure things are going well. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides that. Besides murder? My social skills, non-existent. Goddamn, do I relate to that. I'm Vector, the butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. I'm Espio, the poet. Poetry. A resonant message from the poet to reader, meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmic of prose. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in the spring. Can you hear me sing? La 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 la, dee 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 dee. What was that? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. I'm satisfied. Thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Kingo and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened here? After Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh, sure, it's simple. We just explained this to Amy, actually. When we were all sent off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library car, where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Oh, shit. Vector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep. Where was Rouge? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup in the saloon bar. Rouge came over the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon car. She came back shortly after, and we heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure stand over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. I wonder what she found. She's obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car, then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. I got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action, I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car again, locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. When Vector came back, we realized Knuckles had locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived, asking questions. She's the one who told us that someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. All these locked doors, it seems Vector or Espio couldn't have left the library car, or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around, and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded with a poem, I've got you covered too. Thanks, guys. Alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post, and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. Okay, so we've got a few things. Oh, that's Professor Pickle from Unleashed. Wow, I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Well, I mean, a little peek wouldn't hurt. Scavenge through the books, the title is excitingly. He's like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on the shelves is in alphabetical order, but this one. Mirage Express Manual. A user guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. You think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but it's interesting. Let's make a note of this. What's this bright red book? Oh, yuck, this reeks of the evil scientist Dr. Eggman. Yep, this is Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is even here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet. You may not be wrong. A globe of our marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I'd love to visit some of the countries. They're a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Sounds perfect for a vacation. The conductor was talking about Spagonia, if you've ever been there. I have, actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop at the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and makes one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Something's always hidden in the trash. Let's check there. I hate to say it, there's nothing here. I really thought there'd be something there. Are you certain that there was nothing in the trash bin? No. I'm all right. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash can we find. You really think so? Yeah. We just gotta stay optimistic. Yeah. Okay. Those trash bins hide a secret. I'm sure of it. Kingu, you're pretty unconventional, but I like that. Was that supposed to be a compliment? So many books on the ground. I wish I had time to pick them all up. Sadly, I have no interest in picking up these books. All of these were knocked out by the train speeding up, but Rouge pulled a lot of these out searching for something. What reckless behavior. I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creasing. They're opening too far. This kid feels empathy for everything. A child hanging preciously from a tree branch. The large text below reads, "Hang in there." Wow, I really needed to see this. This little child's hanging in there, refusing to use his wings to fly to safety, because choosing the hard way is often the most rewarding. That's beautiful. If this child can stick to his principles and find strength, then I can too. There's no way there was this much thought put into this poster. Right? Ooh, brochures. There are travel destinations ideas here, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh. Kingu, look at this. There's a couple of maps here. Seems to be a map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. Should we take this brochure about a cave too? Looks like there's stalactites. Nah, leave it. Oh, that's fair. Nobody shares my fondness of caves. Don't worry, Kingu. I like caves too. poor thing. That arm's really struggling to clean up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. Shadow supposedly walked through the library car before going to the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked the door on his way out. There's gotta be a reason he's doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah, I believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Vector and Espio to find out what really happened. Fancy a poem? I've made it up to space with my beloved antique vase, but a mistake in my haste. I dropped the vase from my embrace, so my antique I must now replace. What caused you to drop the vase? Don't read too deeply, it's just a poem. It's a lot of through-assy. I want to hear another poem. Locomotive in motion. I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh wait, there's my lotion. Thanks. I actually really like that one. Huh? So the two of you don't believe us, huh? It's not that I don't trust either of you, but I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. Kingu and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if Espio really was reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave this library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if need. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remember the arcade machine in the saloon car, and I figured I'd go check it out. Seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, Espio. Rouge entered the library car, found something, and then left. You said you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was! Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? Espio doesn't know you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read? If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. Kingu, could you help me out? Alright, Kingu. What book do we think Espio may have been reading? I guess it would be the Mirage Express manual. A manual? You think Espio was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this? Oh, there are 4 lanes now. No! It's alright. Look at that dub, baby! There are books scattered all around the floor. Sure. But the remaining books on the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except for this manual, meaning someone, at the very least, picked the manual up and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, Espio. Hey now! I won't have you insulting my pal like this. Calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, Espio. But you're in a poet. Friendship can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading, the Mirage Express manual. Trains are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Kingu, if you don't mind. Would you ask Espio some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Let's see, quiz Espio about the manual to prove he actually read it. Which page should I quiz him on? What efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying the train can clean itself. Though I have a feeling the train company didn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic alarms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought into the train, ensuring passenger safety. Seems like SBO aced that question, Kingu. Hit him with another one. Oh, okay, which page do I choose? What is the Mirage Express cancellation policy? No refunds and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made this rule must have been over the 65. Last one, Kingu. Let's see if SBO can go 3 for 3. 16. What was implemented to support the conductor duties and ease general train obligations? An intelligence data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to assure smooth travel for guests. This train has an autopilot, but it can't access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present. Now, did I pass your little test? Totally. It's well you were able to retain all this information so quickly. Poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if I'd be bragged about that. You clearly read the manual. Those answers feel far too specific to be guesses. And you both had the nerve to question my buddy like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit though, reading an entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all the questions so calmly. That's very impressive. No, I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Vector was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can... SBO, is that true? Was Vector the only one to see you read? Yes, that is correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that can be true, and we have evidence to back it up. Kingu? Think. We should have a piece of evidence linked to someone who also saw SBO reading. But what? Shadow's lock? Please pray tell what this has to do with anything. We're Kingu, let's get our argument together. 50 rings. Oh, look at me acing that. That's not bad. I like that minigame. I think Sega should do like a full game of that, you know? Or maybe not a full game, but add that minigame to the next game. I think it would be nice. Right? So Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score in the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score long. Crocs are natural gamers. Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated reading a book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon car, so there's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. It was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, you see, I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at that moment, were you really in the library car at all? how would SBO leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw SBO in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Kingu. One that I would love for SBO to solve. You gotta believe me. That cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved with my book, I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car. Honest. When Vector returned, he even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, SBO. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was SBO simply sitting and reading? Or did he somehow vanish, not notice Shadow's return? Vanish? Or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the library car? What should I do? Let's look at this. He could have been sitting here. He could have been sitting here. Let's go and defend SBO. No. Yeah, let's defend SBO and see. I have to make sure other guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails. We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and SBO couldn't have seen one another? Alright, now let's get my thoughts in order. That's a lot of... God damn it. Felt so close. I do like this music, though. Shimmy. Okay, a few bumps here and there, but I got it. The library map. Oh, I see. See the exits? They're right across from one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down this straight path, there's a way SBO and Shadow couldn't have seen each other. Looks like you'll have to point it out exactly on the map, you mean. Where could SBO have been for Shadow not to see him? Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, SBO was in the same spot. That confirms it, then. You see, Shadow and SBO couldn't have seen one another from this spot. Because the bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen SBO, or vice versa. Makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, SBO. There's just no way you would have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping. Grasping despite telling the truth. But I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all of our questions. We did it. Another pair of alibis validated. Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened out itself in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge, and especially Shadow. Oh. Seems like the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through earlier. And that's our cue to leave. See... Ooh. Excusez-moi. Then that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and SBO. Give 'em heck. And if you need any meat chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for you both. A murderer is on the loose, while doors keep getting locked. Tick-tock. Tick-tick-tock goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Kingu. Let's see what's next. Coming. Alright, I think I